Welcome everyone to What to Watch Live, the show where we discuss the best in TV and entertainment this week. My name is David, and today I am joined by my fellow Xfinity editors, Kayla and Scott. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to our very
What?
first intentional Friday show. We've done it before, but that was a whole thing. But now, Fridays, 1 o'clock, here we are to get you geared up for your weekend. Very exciting.
I wanted to ask you, David, am I one of the Kardashians too? I heard you.
I mean, you could be. I think you're more of like a Jenner. You're like a Kylie or Kendall. Well, you can pick which one.
Well, look, I'll take the billionaire. Kylie. Yeah, I'll take that.
Why
I'll be a billionaire for a day.
Sure, it's all yours. On today's show, we go back to the future with a look at some of the most anticipated TV shows and movies of 2020. We explore the best free TV and movies to enjoy this month, and we take a break from the winter weather with a little bit of hot stuff. So without further ado, let's kick things off within the news. Unfortunately, we begin today's show with some sad news out of Hollywood. TMZ is reporting that actor and comedian Louis Anderson has died at the age of 68 after a battle with blood cancer. And that news, unfortunately, just comes hours after the shocking report that music icon and actor Meat Loaf died from COVID at the age of 74. For those of you who may not be familiar with Louis Anderson, he's perhaps best known for his work as a stand-up comedian, but was also quite successful on TV with an animated kids series on Fox called Life with Louie in the 90s, and a supporting role in the FX series Baskets, for which he won a Primetime Emmy. Louis also famously hosted Family Feud from 1999 to 2002, and I always enjoy spotting him in as one of the McDowell's fast food employees in the movie Coming to America. As for Meat Loaf, not only is he one of the greatest rock and roll singers of all time and a Grammy winner for the song I'd Do Anything for Love, but he also had a successful career on the big screen.
I Would Do Anything for Love. That music video was like iconic. The girl on the bed and just like levitating. It's too much. It was perfect. It's exactly what I needed in my life when I was a child. So yeah, that's like the only Meat Loaf memory I think I have.
Well, do you know that music video was directed by Michael Bay, which I had no idea because there's no explosions in it. So
exactly, no explosions.
It had like
come on,
Beauty and the Beast vibes, and turns out the cinematographer for that was named Daniel Pearl, and he also was the cinematographer on the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So like, no wonder it was such an epic music video.
I mean, obviously,
I saw it too.
I did as well.
Yeah, yeah. And I had watched it for the first time today. I'm sorry, I'm letting everybody down at home, but I did. That's the one I did end up watching before the show, and I definitely got those Beauty and the Beast vibes for sure.
Yeah. I interviewed Meat Loaf for a sci-fi series called Ghost Wars. It will actually end up being his final TV series. I interviewed him at San Diego Comic-Con, and he, even like, I guess he would have been about 70 then, he has such a commanding presence. He walks in the room, and obviously he's an icon, and people are like, oh my God, it's Meat Loaf. But he sits down and just like, he's intimidating, but also like so quirky and interesting and also warm at the same time. It was just such a weird experience because it's like, it's Meat Loaf, but he's just like a dude. So like, it was really, really a cool experience, and he's very interesting to listen to, and the way he thought about his role in that series. So yeah, it's a real bummer, but obviously, our thoughts go out to the friends and family and fans of both Louis Anderson and Meat Loaf, but they will be remembered through their work. And our music team is actually putting together a tribute to Meat Loaf, so you can check that out by saying music into your voice remote. Go watch his music videos, check out his shows and his movies, and remember him for the great work he did. Let's switch gears now and move on to a segment called Collections Corner. We are exactly 3 weeks deep into the year 2022, and while life in the time of the global pandemic still feels like an endless drag, there's also a seemingly endless number of amazing TV series and movies to keep us entertained while we avoid the coughs and sniffles of large gatherings. So we thought this was a perfect opportunity to take a look at some of the most highly anticipated shows and films coming up in the next 12 months. Just say 2022 preview into your voice remote, and you'll see my hand-curated destination featuring 12 exciting TV series from the recently released HBO Max series Peacemaker to season 2 of Netflix's smash hit Bridgerton to Paramount Plus's adaptation of the video game series Halo. And if you keep scrolling, you'll find 12 very, very exciting movies as well, including the next installment in the Jurassic World saga and superhero sequels from Thor, The Flash, and Aquaman. And I will say that the show I'm most excited for is, of course, HBO's Game of Thrones prequel series entitled House of the Dragon. And I would love to tell you so much more about this show, but frankly, we just don't know much about it. What we do know is that it's set 200 years before the events of Game of Thrones and focuses on the rise and fall of the House of Targaryen. Of course, that's the family of Daenerys Targaryen. And that rise and fall includes the Targaryen Civil War, which is mentioned in Game of Thrones. The series will star Paddy Considine, Emma Darcy, Olivia Cook, Matt Smith, and Rhys Ifans. An exact release date is still TBD, but we do know that it's coming this year. So if you're keen to do that Game of Thrones rewatch before the new series, you better get started on your 73-hour marathon. As for the movie I'm most excited about, Matt Reeves' long-awaited Dark Knight movie, The Batman, hits theaters on March 4th. And just yesterday, Variety reported that the movie clocks in at a whopping 2 hours and 47 minutes without credits. So if you're staying for that post-credits scene, buckle up because you're pretty much there for like almost 3 hours. It's the longest Batman movie ever made. And in terms of like these superhero movies, it's only behind, I believe, Justice League and Avengers Endgame in terms of length. Of course, Robert Pattinson of Twilight fame will step into the iconic cape and cowl to play both Bruce Wayne and his crime-fighting alter ego Batman. The movie is set during Batman's second year as Gotham City's protector and will also feature Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle, aka Catwoman, Paul Dano as the Riddler, Jeffrey Wright as Lieutenant James Gordon, not quite yet a commissioner, Andy Serkis as Alfred Pennyworth, and Colin Farrell, who is absolutely unrecognizable as Oswald Cobblepot, better known as Penguin. Batman's my absolute favorite superhero of all time, and I could not be more excited to see this fresh Ben Affleck-less spin on the character. Kayla, tell me a little bit about the series and movie you're most excited about this year.
I feel like I'm not going to surprise anybody here by saying that my most anticipated series is Bel-Air. I will say that I was skeptical at first because I'm a true Fresh Prince fan. I was named after one of the guest stars on the show. So my mom was a fan. I'm a fan. It's just a thing. So I was skeptical about them even thinking about bringing it back. But since it's a reimagining and since it's a drama, I'm into it. I'm into it. I saw the trailer. It looked amazing. I saw the mock trailer a couple of years ago when it came out, and I was like, that'd be really dope. And now it's finally happening. I'm sure the young man who created the trailer is like just on cloud nine right now. I have heard a little bit of Twitter rumblings about people not liking Uncle Phil in the new trailer because he looked nothing like the original. But this is a reimagining, people. We have to be open to new ideas and new things. So I'm here for it. So I can't wait to watch that. As far as movie, I'd say Avatar 2, because first of all, the first one came out in 2009? A long time ago. I remember seeing it in the theater. I slipped on popcorn butter, but I didn't fall. I slipped for like a good 30 seconds, but I caught my my balance. And I just remember that moment before the movie started and my brother laughing at me. But I need to go back and watch it because I don't think I've seen it since 2009. I just remember being really excited for the second one to come out and them saying it would be 2020 and me being like, 10 years, like, y'all are crazy. What? I was like, no way it's going to take 10 years. 2020 came. I was looking for it, delayed. 2021 delayed. So I'm still a little burned from that. So I'm still skeptical. I don't even know if it's coming out this year. I know they made an announcement, but I'm gonna believe it when I see it. So
it is coming out this year. That's why it's in the collection.
Okay, we'll see. There might be a little delay. I don't know, David. I've been burned. I don't trust anybody.
It's true. It's funny though. I've often wondered, and I mean, I guess you answer this question because you do care about it. But I've often wondered, do people still care about Avatar? It has been so long.
So long. Like I said, I don't even remember the plot. I just remember being excited. Like, I can't wait for the second one. And now I don't even remember why I was excited to see the second one.
I know.
So
I just know that their tails linked up. That was a thing.
Yeah.
They linked tails with the dragon thing.
Yeah, I remember that part. Yeah, that's like all I remember. And Zoe Saldana, like that's all that's coming to my mind right now. But I figured since I've waited this long, I'll make it my pick.
Why not?
Scott, what about you?
Yeah.
Me, what am I looking forward to? I think, similar to you, it's probably no surprise that I'm super, super pumped about the Scream movie. You have that history with Fresh Prince. I have that history with Scream and that franchise. I mean, growing up, I absolutely loved this film, so much so that I had my mom get me a Scream birthday cake for, I can't even remember what year it was, but it was, my teens. It was amazing. It was like the actual shape of the Ghostface mask, and it had blood dripping down the sides. It was everything that, you want out of a birthday cake in the middle of July.
Was it red velvet?
Yeah,
I
good question.
don't remember. That would make the most sense, right? I feel like red velvet wasn't very popular back then. I mean, back in
not
my
with children,
right now with kids.
Exactly. It was probably like confetti cake or whatever. But yeah, so Scream. I actually was able to see this on a Thursday preview before the film actually premiered, and I loved it. I thought it was really, really fun. I loved that they sort of brought back the heritage characters. No spoilers, but there's a little bit of a shock, twist, turn moment, and I think a lot of times people expect that these people are invincible, and maybe they are, maybe they aren't. So watch this space, I guess. I also love to see that the directors really kind of took to heart all of the traditions that Wes Craven brought into the originals. So it was nice to see all of the little nods to the original Scream, things like music that was laced throughout, but also just the way that the whole thing is shot and the tension and the little bit of comedic breaks in between. It was great. It's also a little bit more violent than the older ones, which I kind of here for. So sign me up. Loved it. And then another show that I'm looking forward to, which is coming very, very soon, is Snowpiercer. I absolutely love this show. Can't get enough. What is it, 1,023 cars long now? And then Leighton's got his own 10-car train that he split off. It's just it's wonderful. It's so good. I want to see what happens with Wilford as he's trying to get his power back. And then is Melanie, what she was in maybe all of a few episodes last season. And where is she now? Where are you, Melanie? But
where are you?
On top of that,
we need you. We need you.
I know.
We need you,
Melanie. I know. I mean, David's a huge Jennifer Connelly fan, so he definitely needs her. That's right.
Yeah, I do.
But also, it looks like there's maybe a new Survivor as well, which is kind of exciting to see. So we'll see what's happening as the Earth is warming up, and maybe they can get off of this train. But,
it's so good. It's such
There's
a good
a glimmer
series.
of hope.
Yeah. And you can watch the first 2 seasons of that on HBO Max before the third season comes out, and I highly recommend it. It's one of our there's not many times like all of us kind of watch something, but this is one of the situations where all of us watch this show because it's so damn good and the cast is so good. Even the like the supporting characters like Mickey Sumner, who is Sting's daughter, is incredible in it, and Rowan Blanchard, who was in Girl Meets World back a bit, is in it, and she was an addition last season, and she's so good in it. Of course, Jennifer Connelly and Daveed Diggs. Like, man, it's awesome and imaginative. So fully support it.
100%.
Yeah. So there's a lot to look forward to if you're curious when these movies are coming out. All the movies have premiere dates. Some of the TV shows are still kind of hidden. We don't know when they're coming up, but we've got some in there. So check all these out. You can watch the trailers that have been released for all of these series as well by saying, excuse me, 2022 preview into your voice remote. Next up, we're free falling in a segment we call Free. There is a near endless number of TV shows and movies available free to you with your Xfinity services, but did you know that there's a ton of free sample content from networks like HBO Max, Showtime, Starz, Epix, and other premium networks? All free to you. So, for example, through the end of January, season 1 of the hit AMC Plus series, A Discovery of Witches, is free to sample at no additional cost. The series follows a reluctant witch who is forced back into the world of magic after discovering a magical manuscript, and wouldn't you know it, she is forced to join forces with her mortal enemy, a vampire, to uncover the mysteries of this cursed book. A Discovery of Witches is one of the most popular series on AMC Plus, and it's a massive hit in the UK. In fact, when it aired in the UK, it was so popular you couldn't watch it here in the US that as soon as AMC picked it up, people went crazy for it. Like, I've never seen a fan base look forward to a show that most people had not heard of quite the same way as Discovery of Witches. And the third season just premiered a few weeks ago, but you can try out the entire first season as a free sample right now until January 31st. With AMC Plus, you can also watch all 4 seasons of the critically acclaimed series *Halt and Catch Fire*, but you don't have to subscribe to check it out. You can watch the entire first season for free right now through the end of January. The series is set in the 1980s and 1990s and chronicles the rise of the personal computer and the coders, engineers, and programmers who made it all happen. If by chance you recently watched the HBO Max series Station 11, which so many of us are absolutely obsessed with, and you wondered, where else can I watch Mackenzie Davis? The answer is *Halt and Catch Fire*. And season 1 is free to sample from AMC Plus now through January 31st. Kayla, I know you have some free movies as well you want to tell us about?
I do. So every month within Black Experience, we have new movies coming out and being released. So I'm super excited about our 2022 slate. So I wanted to give a couple of titles that are newly free this month in January. The first being Top 5, which stars Chris Rock. He is a comedian playing a comedian. So it is about a comedian who has this super successful trilogy movie series, and he's trying to make it as a serious actor. And then there's a journalist who's trying to learn more about his life, played by Rosario Dawson, who I adore. So she's trying to learn more about his career and his life. So they kind of spend the whole movie going throughout New York and exploring his upbringing and all that outside of the big screen. Also starring in the movie is Gabrielle Union, another favorite of mine, Kevin Hart, Tracy Morgan. Pretty big cast there. It's a comedy series, comedy movie. And I've seen it when it came out, but I forgot like how it ended. So I might go back myself and take a quick peek at that. Also for free this month on Black Experience is Gifted Hands, the Ben Carson story. So it's a biopic about Ben Carson and his life growing up in a broken home, up against poverty and prejudice, and so many things just coming at him as his mother and his family. So it's his journey about becoming a famous neurosurgeon at Johns Hopkins. So it's an amazing movie. It's one that never gets old. It's a classic, and it's available for free. So all you have to do is say Black Experience into your X1 voice remote and check out both of those new free titles. There are more than just 2 titles, guys. These are just the new of the bunch. So stay tuned for more updates on that. But yeah, that's what's new in Black Experience. Scott, I'll kick it over to you.
Lovely. I mean, I'd love to chat with you guys a little bit about first episodes free. I mean, it's a lot of sampling opportunity that a lot of people don't know about. Just picture it. You're in the grocery store and there's like these really awesome like new chips that you want to try, but like you don't want to necessarily commit to buying them. And then cue the lady that's there like handing out little ramekins full of sample chips. It's like that, but with movies or shows. It's fantastic. So highly recommend taking a look at it. For me, I've chosen 2 Showtime series that you can check out the first episode, see if it's something that you want to get into, and then dive right in. And I can guarantee that you will want to with these shows because they're amazing. Yellow Jackets, let's go for it. Who saw this one coming? Nobody. It's amazing. Such a great show. The cast is incredible. Christina Ricci and Juliette Lewis are like next level. I could literally watch Christina Ricci just doing anything and as this character just because she's so insane. It's something else. But yeah, you can find out what happens to these girls that get, at their high school soccer team that has a plane crash and they're stuck in the woods and then they're forced to kind of like fend for themselves. And there's this whole cannibalism twist, that plot twist you don't find out until later on. But very, 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 very far on. So stick with it. But if you try the first episode, I think you'll probably be hooked with this one. David, Kayla, agree, disagree?
I want to talk about this. Obsessed with Yellow Jackets. It was like I saw, I think it was Showtime's second most watched show of all time. I mean, and you're right. No, who saw this coming? I mean, there was a trailer out and it kind of got a little buzz, but this is one of the most fun, best series I've watched in quite a while. And again, it's another one of these where we all got obsessed about it. I don't know if Kayla did because we know her.
Listen, guys, I saw the trailer. I was a little iffy because I wanted to watch it because I like the storyline. Everyone was talking about it. But I was scared, but I was like, okay, it doesn't look like too bad. I feel like I'd be able to. I don't know.
It catches you off guard.
I don't know.
When you're least expecting it, it's like, oh, shattered shin, and then it's like,
oh my god, yeah. See, I don't know. Is it like Scream Queens? Because I watched Scream Queens, and I like that, but that was more comedy. Like this is like, I don't know. Maybe I watch it during the day and then on mute first. And then I'll watch it with the volume with caption.
It's not comedy. It's not comedy.
I know it's not comedy.
It's not the audio. It's not the audio that will be the issue for you, Kayla.
It's not like the music, because I hate that. I hate the music that sneaks up on you guys. I hate it. I mute the TV whenever that happens because I just can't stand the tension.
I don't think it's like that kind of tense. It is definitely visceral and kind of like real, but it's not like thriller-y
this is the problem I have.
Situation.
That's the problem I have. Like I want to see it. I just don't know if I can watch it, but I want to see it. Like, so this is one of the shows that I'd read the synopsis of every episode and see what happens, but I can't watch it on the screen. That's something I do if I can't watch a movie. Like I'll just read the entire spoilers and just find out what happens.
Well, this is one, I mean, if you're looking for like literature, there's so much to read about this series because it's one of those things that has spawned fan theories and Reddit threads and articles about.
See, that's why I want to see it.
Easter eggs. I mean, if you watch this entire show and only watch one thing after leaving it, I think Yellow Jackets is that thing because it is that good. Lots of mystery. It jumps back and forth between the 90s in this plane crash and the modern day survivors. And there's a lot of mystery about who exactly survived the plane crash. We know who did, but we don't know if there's others out there who also survived and we haven't met them. There's like a possible supernatural element to it. And also you just don't know how they got out of the woods after this plane crash. They were there for 19 months, and you don't know what they did to survive and how far they went. You get hints of it, as Scott alluded to the cannibalism, but you don't know who they ate. You don't know who ate who. There's a lot of questions. It's so good. It's so good.
Yes, it's
I don't
definitely
know, I
one of
might
those
dip my
shows that
toe.
demands your attention as well. Like you have to really be there and focus on it. Like I have a really bad habit of watching television in the background and just kind of like letting it go and like doing other things. But this show, you absolutely need to be focused, but it's totally worth it. So
You know,
love.
maybe I'll watch it on
All right.
my laptop so the screen is smaller. So then I won't have to see everything.
But then
Good
the witch
solve.
is going to be stuck in your computer forever, and then you have to worry about that. Ooh.
I hate you
all
both.
right. Moving on, my next pick, which is also available for first episode free from Showtime, is Dexter New Blood. If you are a fan of the original Dexter series and you want to see what's kicking with good old Dexter Morgan, check it out. It's so good. The tone is very different, but it still has those same elements of Dexter. We get to see Dexter's son come back into the picture, and Dexter sort of is trying to figure out fatherhood and murder and hiding murders and having a wife, or not a wife, sorry, a girlfriend who is involved with the police because, you know, he just can't seem to stay away from the police. You know, his sister Deb was a cop and now he's dating a cop. It's just seems like bad choices, but this is a really fun one. Another one that I think broke some Showtime records, David, for I think the finale episode. But it's great. If you loved, like I said, if you love the original series, definitely worth giving this one a check out, go, preview, the thing. First episode free. There you go. Just check it out. You'll love it. I don't think you watched Dexter, David. You said you knew all of the spoilers, but so you've never gone to it.
Over the years, I've seen who died, but if you're out there and you watched original Dexter and were like, ugh, it ended like so terribly that I don't want to give it a shot. My mom, who watched the entire original series and watched this new series, said that she thinks this finale was great and that it kind of is much better than the original and redeems it in the sense that like you feel good about how this story ends now.
Retweet +1 cosign. That is exactly my same sentiment here. I just think they really did a good job of just like making the fans happy, I think, with the way that this all ended.
Wonderful. Well, to check out all the titles we just mentioned, say what to watch into your voice remote, or you can say free, just free, into your voice remote to browse more free samples, free content available to you with your services. Just go for it. Have a ball. There's so much there to explore. And now it's time to curl up by some piping hot television in a segment called What We're Watching. Believe it or not, today, January 21st, is National Hugging Day. It's a shame we don't have Rose here because Rose loves her virtual hugs to all the stars she interviews on Hangouts. Rose, hug. Virtual hug.
Hug Rose. Hug Rose.
And seeing as how it's a balmy 25 degrees Fahrenheit here in the Philadelphia area, there's no better time to warm up with a comforting embrace than right now. But if hugging isn't your thing, Audrey, that's okay. We've got you covered with some piping hot entertainment and a handcrafted curation called Hot Stuff. If you're looking for some hot shows, we've got dozens of sizzling series, including The Hot Zone, Hot Ones, the game show, Little Fires Everywhere, The Floor is Lava, and Chicago Fire, as well as rows of steamy reality series, boiling dramas, and oven-warmed baking shows. Or maybe you're in the mood for That's Hot stuff. A curation of Paris Hilton's best shows, movies, and music, including the 2008 Razzie Award winner, The Hottie and the Naughty. We've also got hot movies, a hot song playlist, and collections of hot songs from 98 Degrees, 5 Seconds of Summer, and Red Hot Chili Peppers. And what is my favorite show in the collection, you ask? No one asked, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Well, season 3 of Too Hot to Handle just dropped on Netflix on January 19th. Let's take a quick look at the trailer.
I don't want to be doing this with anyone but you.
This is the first time in a long time that I'm open to love.
Spending time with you and getting to know you, it just feels natural.
Let go of control, let go of the inhibitions.
I didn't expect to be falling for someone.
Wherever you go. Is there a connection, Spy?
I'm ready to have some fun.
Can our wildest ever batch of singles be tamed? Or are they just too hot to handle?
So if you're not familiar with Too Hot to Handle, it takes 15 sexy singles, puts them in bikinis, puts them on an island, feeds them alcohol, and says, don't touch each other. It's absurd. It's like all these attractive 20-somethings, and they're all drunk, and they think they're going to have the time of their lives on this island doing dirty stuff. And then they're like, don't touch each other. If you do, we're taking money out of the prize fund, out of the grand prize. For every kiss or touch or whatever, there's degrees. Like the further you go, the more money comes out. And it's all in the name of like a social experiment to see if these people can make deeper connections with each other beyond just the physical. And there's a whole thing where there's like a little Amazon Echo device named... oh no, I just blanked on it. What's her name?
I haven't seen
Lila.
Since the first season.
That
sounds
There's a
right.
little thing. There's a little thing. And it's the host, and it like talks to them.
Lana.
That's what it is. Thanks to whoever did that. Thanks, Brad. And Lana gives them instructions and tells them if and when they can like make out or whatever. They get a little alert and says, oh, you've made a connection because you talked about your family and now you can kiss. But like what's really crazy about this to me is that these people at this point in season 3 are aware of the show Too Hot to Handle. In season 2, the people on that show knew the first one existed, but still didn't realize they were on the show until Lana popped up from a table. And these people certainly are also aware that there's these 2 seasons that already happened, but they still have no idea they're on the show. They think
how do they do that?
So they spun it for season 2. They were like, we're looking for the world's biggest partier. And they sent them to the island. So all of these like kids were like, I'm the world's greatest partier. And I'm here to get wasted and show you how much I can party. And I'm going to kiss all these people. And then they're like, hold up. No, you're not. And they're like, oh, what am I going to do now that I can't make out with people? And so, but they're going to do the same thing. Like you have to, how can you not be that smart? How can you really think? You don't think like, oh, I'm going on that. Maybe they don't care. I don't know. Anyway,
I mean,
Too Hot to Handle, season 3.
World's biggest partier is like, I mean, that should be a red flag right there already. Like, what network is hosting a television series for World's Biggest Partier? Although I guess VH1 did have all of those Rock of Love stuff, so I mean, basically the same thing, right?
I mean, VH1 also had Dating Naked, where people literally dated buck naked. Also one of my favorite shows at the time. But
I mean, that like actually makes sense, I guess.
Dating naked?
Yeah, totally. You can get all that stuff out of the way. You know, it's like, okay, this isn't going to work.
That's exactly the way they teed it up. They were like, removing all the things that hide you, like it's all out there. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I guess. But like, really, you just want to put naked people on TV, whatever. Yeah. And they had them do the most ridiculous things. Like, here's dating. They'd go on a date and they would do like yoga. And I'm like, come on. Like, give them something that's going to be flattering. There should be no lunges involved in dating naked. Wow, we've gotten so off track. Kayla, what is your hot stuff show to warm up your winter?
My hot stuff show is Claws on TNT. Love this show. I thought it had ended and now it's back. So let's take a look.
If we want to live the American dream, ain't nobody gonna do it for us but us.
We're starting over.
We might not get this chance again. I got a plan. We're gonna take the Oxy and sell it right underneath the fat man's nose.
Desna stole your pills. We don't have to kill her to destroy her.
We are at war.
Sisters are doing it for themselves. You'll do whatever it takes to get what you want.
Let's build a damn empire.
I mean, come on. Niecy Nash is just hot all in itself. So she's the main reason I watch this show. But look, we're in central or southern Florida somewhere. And at the nail salon, business as usual. 5 manicurists are all working together. And then there's like this crime element and this crazy action drama, shady element. It's a great show. And I think that all of that just warms my heart. It keeps me nice and cozy in the winter. Just some drama in southern Florida.
I mean, Niecy Nash's outfits are hot enough to keep you warm throughout even the coldest of winters. It's like,
okay.
Have you been watching this season at all? The current season?
I'm catching up. I know I'm super late because first of all, it's kind of like the Avatar thing. I know. Look, it's kind of like the Avatar thing where it was gone for 2 years. And I'm like, now I have to watch the last episode of what I thought was the last season. And I gotta catch up. But listen, the trailer's keeping me warm.
Yeah.
This season is crazy. It is absolutely insane.
Okay.
No judgment, Kayla, because I had that happen with Search Party, where there was such a big break between Search Party. I watched the new season. This was the last season, and I honestly started watching it and could not remember if I had seen this season before that. I forgot so much that it was season 3. I'm like, did I even watch season 2? What is happening? And I had to go and read recaps, and then I'm like, this isn't telling me anything. So then I had to watch the previous episode. And now the new season, the season 4, is coming out. And I'm like, I don't remember how season 3 ended. No recollection whatsoever. I don't know why Search Party just goes out of my mind, but I have no idea. So no judgment. I get it. You have to like rewatch. It takes time.
Takes time. Gosh, so annoying. My problems are just so big.
I know. It takes time, and you're also a mom with a young one. So
Thank you. Thank you.
Scott, what is your hot show?
Yes. Well, I think we picked the perfect segue here because my show has also been off the air for 2 years. I chose Euphoria. It's such a stunning show. It's beautiful. It is aesthetically pleasing. The music is incredible. The acting is great. And the storylines are chaotic and out of control. Let's check out the clip for the new season, and then we'll come back and chat about it.
When I first met her, I was just immediately in love. Rue? How you doing? I love you. I've always been with you. From before you were born.
I raised you. You were so different. So do I.
Until after you're gone.
I'm gonna get her.
There it is.
There we go.
Giving you all of the light fantasy here. Apologies. Yes, Euphoria. David, I know you're watching this season. Can we talk for a second about these opening sequences? Like,
We can. I can't even believe we were able to find footage we could show on this show. Like,
I mean, that whole grandma montage was like next level. She's like walking around, walks into the back of the strip club. The guy's, having some favors done to him, and she shoots him on bang bang on either thigh, and it's just everything is just there hanging out, and it's like, okay, that's a way to start a show. We're not even 2 minutes into this like new season, and here we are.
And one little thing I love from that sequence, and it just speaks to like how smart the filmmakers are and everyone involved in this, right down to like how thoughtful they are with the music, is that the song that was playing during part of like that chaotic montage where they're driving around and they're doing stuff with the drugs and all of that was the same song they play in Goodfellas when Henry Hill is in this like manic state where he's driving around trying to unload guns, and he's also stirring the sauce and he's looking out for helicopters, and it's like kind of this callback to a very similar like mafia like drug run situation. And Goodfellas is one of my favorites, so I totally appreciated that. But yeah, I mean, the amount of eggplant emoji, peach emoji, cherry emoji we're seeing in these openings is wild, because I mean, boy, put the kids to bed, because that's a lot.
Exactly. I can't remember the name of the young actress. She's the one, the blonde hair, really amazing.
Sydney Sweeney in the bathtub.
Yes, thank you. Yes, yeah. She was on Kelly and Ryan, I think yesterday or today, and they were asking if her grandmother watches the show, and I'm like, oh God, could you imagine being that actress or anybody within the world of Euphoria, and then like having to have your family watch that back? Like that would be like mortifying.
So
yes,
I asked Judd Apatow about that when I interviewed him for King of Staten Island, and you can watch my Xfinity Hangout with Judd Apatow by saying "Hang Out with David." It's
Casual
in the playlist.
Plug.
Shameless.
I asked him about watching his daughter Maud Apatow in Euphoria, and he says that they do watch it together, but he's like, so far she hasn't done anything that like I wouldn't want to watch. Like, she's the good one in all of this. And I wonder where it goes from here, because she's getting a little bit rebellious.
Mm-hmm.
Kayla, do you watch Euphoria?
I have seen bits and pieces. I'll be honest. So I need to get past the first episode. I'm trying not to read social and all of that, because I'm like, I want to see it. I just haven't had the chance to get all the way through the first season yet.
It is
like
so good. And Scott, I'm curious about your thoughts, because it has been good, but I'm wondering, I felt like season 1 had so much to say in terms of addiction and recovery and drugs and bullying and all the issues around LGBTQ issues as well. And it was very smart. And while, yes, it was outrageous, it had a message and amazing performances. Zendaya pounding on that door in that one scene was like one of the most powerful moments. I'm worried it's gone or will go too far into shock and have less to say of importance in this season. And I wonder what you think.
I totally hear you on that one. I think that definitely is a concern. It's a bit of a weird one, because it does feel like they're kind of like, they're just putting shit out. They're putting stuff out there just to like, oops. They're putting stuff out there really just to like, give you that shock. It's like, I think they saw like what worked or kind of got a lot of buzz and press from the first season, and was like, okay, well, we can sort of like redo that, like the locker room scene from the first season, and then like taking pieces of that and like how we can rehash that in the new season. Hopefully it doesn't turn into that, because that would really suck, because it really was such a great vessel for talking about all of these really important storylines that definitely didn't have that sort of platform, I think, in the past. So we'll see where it goes. I mean, it's still early days, so let's not.
Yeah, not to overreact, but I mean, Zendaya won an Emmy for it. Like, it was critically acclaimed. It was very good, and even the episode, the standalone Rue and Jules episodes were also very good. I just hope it hasn't become too self-aware of itself as this like shock value series. Like, look at what these crazy kids do. I still wanted to like do the important work that it was doing, because I mean, we were definitely saying in the first season, we've never seen anything like this. Not only the subject matter, but the way it was shot, the music, like the whole combo of it.
Yeah, the music is really like, I think, what sets it apart. Like Labyrinth does amazing work. I was telling you this last night. I love his music to begin with, but then like to see what he did with the series, like how transformed some of his other songs into pieces of the score. It's just so good. And it's just right. So.
Well, another one that's like a big hit with all of us. So if you need, Jada's a big fan as well. If you
I hope not.
I was like, whoop.
What you been watching?
If you need a little comfort this winter season, but hugging isn't quite your thing, just say hot stuff into your voice remote. And before we go, it's time to organize your TV watch list with a segment called Plan Ahead. This week's premieres include a return to the treacherous mountains of Missouri, a trip back in time to America's Gilded Age, a one-way ticket aboard 2 runaway trains, and a second abduction by everyone's favorite alien in disguise. Scott, tell us what's coming up in the days ahead.
The first half of the 4th and final season of Netflix's award-winning crime drama Ozark, helmed by Jason Bateman and Laura Linney, has officially arrived. Fans of the series who have been patiently waiting to catch up with the Bird family and their money-laundering enterprise in Missouri can jump into the first 7 episodes right now. If Ozark has somehow slipped under your radar, but you're a big fan of money, family, and/or big-time crime bosses, what are you waiting for? Give it a shot. I promise you will not be disappointed. On Sunday, January 23rd, Showtime's hit drama Billions returns for its 6th season, another series that really reminds us all that money totally doesn't make people do crazy things. Obviously, heavy sarcasm implied there. In fact, if there's one big takeaway from the synopsis of this season, it should be that wealth means war. So expect new alliances, power shifts, rallied forces, and settled scores. All the makings of another stellar season of Billions. If you're more of a social war but make it a period drama kind of person, you won't want to miss HBO's new original series, The Gilded Age, which premieres on Monday, January 24th. Set against the backdrop of late 1800s New York City, we get a glimpse into the American Gilded Age, a period of immense economic change, of great conflict between the old ways and brand new systems, and of course, huge fortunes being made and lost. The cast is pretty iconic for this one, starring the likes of Christine Baranski, Cynthia Nixon, and Audra McDonald, so definitely not one to be missed. Now, I bet you're probably thinking, Scott, surely that covers all of the series premiering this week that revolve around the uber wealthy. You'd be wrong. TNT was all like, hold my beer, because on Monday, January 24th, we've got a brand new season of Snowpiercer, 1,023 cars long. This season, things are heating up, both on board and outside the train's confines. But hopes for life outside of the now separated carriages hasn't stopped the bloodshed between Team Wilford and Team Layton. This series is one of my personal faves, so I'm super pumped to see where this season takes us. Finally, on Wednesday, January 26th, Sci-Fi's cosmic comedy Resident Alien returns for a 2nd season. The critically acclaimed first season flew under the radar, pun intended, for a lot of folks, but this sci-fi murder mystery Dr. Dramedy actually has quite a bit to offer. Season 2 picks up after a failed spacecraft launch at the end of the last season. Will our resident alien Harry be able to keep his secret identity as more and more people learn the truth? You'll just have to tune in to find out. And if you haven't already, you can catch up on Season 1 of Resident Alien streaming right now on Peacock.
And this week's finales start by running through the room of the 3 gargoyles, push on the right tongue, and a door leads you to a staircase into the wall climb, where you'll race up to the observatory, spin the sundial, and pass into the room of the Golden Isles. Once there, you'll push down on their bases to release the doors that lead you into the shrine of the silver monkey. Assemble the statue there, and you may be headed for the torch room. If the elevator is up, you could jump into the elevator and descend into the mine shaft, where you can plow through the stone wall, find the key, and unlock the tomb of the ancient kings, allowing you to climb into the spider's lair. If you escape, you may have a chance to sit upon the throne of the pretender. If the correct door is unlocked, you'll be able to crawl into the pit of despair and finally make your way through the cave of sighs and back to the temple gate. The choices are yours and yours alone. Kayla, good luck.
With Black History Month right around the corner, the timing couldn't be more perfect for this historical drama miniseries. Women of the Movement chronicles the civil rights movement as told by the women behind it, and this particular installment is based on the true story of Emmett Till and his mother, Mamie Till Mobley, who devoted her life to seeking justice for her son Emmett following his brutal murder in the Jim Crow South. Women of the Movement finale'd on January 20th on ABC. SEAL Team is a military drama that follows the professional and personal lives of the most elite unit of Navy SEALs as they train, plan, and execute the most dangerous, high-stakes missions. The pressure and strain on the SEALs and their families is near impossible to bear, but the guys rely on one another as they fight to serve their country. SEAL Team finales January 23rd on Paramount+. If you're a 90s baby like me, there's no doubt you remember the crazy action-packed adventure show Legends of the Hidden Temple. Now, 30 years later, the beloved gem is back and revamped for adults, which means tougher challenges and bigger prizes. In each episode, 4 teams of 2 players compete in 3 rounds to get to the temple and win up to $25,000 in cash. Sign me up. Legends of the Hidden Temple finales January 23rd on the CW. This next one caught my attention as soon as it premiered, a true salute to Black excellence and achievement. Our Kind of People takes place in the world of Oak Bluffs on Martha's Vineyard, a historical stronghold where the rich and powerful Black elite have reigned for over 50 years. This masterpiece is the perfect modern soap opera, with each episode unveiling the secrets and scandals beneath the surface of high society. Our Kind of People finales January 25th on Fox. Fashion icon and entrepreneur Paris Hilton is entering into a new phase of her life, marriage. The road to the altar undoubtedly holds its fair share of twists and turns, but it's all worth it in the name of love. Watch, laugh, and cry as Paris finds her own happily ever after in this one-of-a-kind fairy tale. Paris in Love finales January 27th on Peacock.
Hey, that'll do it for today's show. Hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Huge thanks to my fellow Xfinity editors, Kayla and Scott, for joining me, the Kourtney Kardashian and Kylie Jenner to my Kim Kardashian.
Kourtney? I got Kourtney now?
I forget who you were.
I was Kim. I was Kim.
Oh, you were. I was Kim.
David was Kim.
No.
I was Kim, but I'm not dating Pete Davidson, so you can forget about that. If you want to check out the TV shows and movies we talked about today, get more of our entertainment recommendations, or watch us interview big celebrities, just say what to watch into your voice remote, or tune in here now every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern for a new episode. You can see how energized we are now at 1 p.m. on Fridays. My name is David. Thank you for joining us on What to Watch Live. Bye.